Good morning. Welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here. And well, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. So, Sunday is here again. Beautiful sunshine day. Apparently, we're coming in for some milder weather even. It's quite mild. But it's going to be in double figures. About 14, apparently. Maybe not today, but it's coming. It's going to be almost spring-like. Weird. It's probably our summer, you know. That'll be over and then it'll be just raining horrible all through it like last year. They said that, you know, we had the hottest summer on record last year. I don't know where they were measuring. It certainly wasn't around here, and, you know, it's usually pretty hot around here. I think it must just mean Europe, surely, because underneath the Gulf Stream was scorching. Above it, it wasn't. It really wasn't. That's all. Let's do the joke, shall we? As I say joke, they're not really jokes. These are just remember when sections. This one's remember when a quarter was a decent allowance. Not really laughy jokes, are they, these ones? But I always assumed that a quarter... Sorry, it doesn't sound right in English, does it? A quarter. Quarter was a quarter of a dollar. I mean, I might be wrong. Americans, you need to put me right on this one. Having gone to America and seen the little bits of shrapnel that you carry around with you, like how tiny it all is, I can't imagine it being a quarter of a dollar, but it might be. Anyway, I have to put me straight. When I was a kid, my allowance from my dad was pitiful. It was very tight, my dad. In fact, there's a story there. My dad was so stingy that if you said, can I have some money, you'd be lucky if he'd give you like 50p. That's how much pocket money he used to give me, 50p. My brother was the one who started to give me pocket money when I was little, and he started off at about £2. But my brother was so much more generous than my dad. My dad was like 50p, that's enough. And I was smaller, I was lucky to get a penny or two just to go to the shop. But yeah, he was a very, very tight man, my dad. Didn't like to part with his money. Very, very careful, unless he was putting a bet on. Then 20 quid was no, you know, and that was a lot of money in those days. But he would put his bets on. But if he was half asleep and you said, Dad, can I have some money? He'd say, get my trousers. Or if you woke him up, you know. And then he would just rummage around in his pocket, grab all his change, which might have been quite a lot of money, and just give it to you. So that was the trick. Ask him when he's asleep. You get anything you want. Just don't ask him when he's awake. Get nothing. That was my dad. I had a really poor pocket money. And it was later on, it went up to a £5 because my mum made him. You know, and I was a teenager then, and she absolutely made him and called him all the names. But she would, she knew my dad well, you know, obviously. She used to give him her wages. It was one of those eras. And then in the end, because he wouldn't let her have things that she wanted, even though she earned probably more than he did, she said, I'm having my own account. Oh, did he? He really showed off, because obviously he got used to spending my mother's money and saving some. Very thrifty man. But, yeah. He didn't like her having her own account. He really didn't. But she said, that's it. I think she wanted something like a tumble dryer. And he told her that we didn't have enough money. And she was like, where have you been putting my money? Where's my money go? So that was, you know, the start of the emancipation of my mother's money. I woke up this morning without any sniffles. I was absolutely fantastic. But just like the day before, it got worse as I got up. Now, it didn't nowhere near as bad as the last couple of days. So I think whatever it is hopefully subsiding. But I do need to blow my nose. I will be right back. It is possible that it's got a lot better because I, yesterday and today, took antihistamines. So it is definitely allergy, and it probably kicked up by all the dust and everything else of moving stuff around. When I say moving stuff around, I mean like beds, you know, and cupboards. So there's probably kind of, you know, the evil dust getting thrown into the air. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm showing you. I haven't been doing this, but Jane has continued to send me gorgeous Grogu's. Let's just... trouble is, I don't want to go too far forward and miss some. Did I do that one? I'm not sure if I did this one. Thanks for the invite, but I'm all set here. Yeah, that's me. That is definitely me. Especially things like New Year. Because by the time New Year comes, I've eaten so much over Christmas, I'm like, nah, forget it. You know, energy levels gone. But speaking of Grogu, let's have a look. What is... Oh, no, it's the weekend, isn't it? So it is the same as yesterday. That is a bit of a cheat, isn't it? Mind you, I guess it would be a lot fatter if they had to put one each of the weekends. So we've had the sweet, let's have the acid. To put it more simply, was yesterday. Not sure if my last email was received. Translates to, just how long do you think you can ignore me? Yeah, pretty much. I love those. I'm going to be sad when they go. Okay. Before I forget to tell you, I should have brought it in. I started working on a chemo beanie cap last night, but I thought if I just made it teenage size, because obviously it's a hat without hair, isn't it? So underneath it, obviously you don't have a hat with hair, but you know what I mean. So it's kind of got to be smaller than the average beanie. So I started making it out of Sirdar #1 Stonewash, which is a ridiculously soft yarn. Discontinued, I think. But I had some on my shelves, and it was Stonewash denim, very, very pale. I've got some. This is the pink one, but I was doing it out of blue. I can also do a pink one. But yeah, it is. It feels like the softest cotton imaginable. It really is absolutely gorgeously soft. It's an Aran yarn, that's the only thing. So it is getting a little tighter than I'd like. But my problem is, I'm not absolutely au fait with the size. So if anyone has measurements, so how big the circumference should be before you start going down the sides, how much the overall length should be, please, if you can email me. My email address will be in the description box, because I don't want to mess up. And I'm sure I've made them in the past, but I winged it, and I don't want to wing it so much. So please, if you could email me that. And also, anybody who wants to send hats directly to Jane, I've emailed Tammy because she bought stuff from Hobby Rock, so I was able to email her because I already had her email address. And I sent her Jane's address because she wants to send it directly to her, and that's great. But Jane also asked, well, she didn't also ask, she just said, oh, I should have asked for this. So what she would quite like is if anybody would like to send her a postcard. That way she can kind of read one a day. And that would be a nice touch. If you can't make beanies, if you're not feeling like you can do that, then please, in the description box, I'll put my email address. If you send your address to me, then if you email me, I will send her address to you. That's what I meant. So yeah, she has given me her address, and I'm sure she won't mind if you're sending her a beanie or a card. Right, I'm going to have a quick slurp of tea. Oh, biscuit tea. I do love my biscuit tea. Anything else that I need to tell you that I might have... If I don't tell you now, I'll forget. No, I don't think so. I'm going to get my little beanie and show you. So this is it. Here's my Stonewash. I'll show you something else in a second. See, it's coming up quite tight, but it won't be when I get on the down. So I mean, that's all I did so far. I don't think it's the thickest Aran. It's more like a DK. But even though I've been making a blanket in here. Can't find the crochet hook, so I'm using this. This came free in a magazine, can you believe it? I've got a shop full of them. I've got tons of them my own, but do you think I could find them? And I didn't want to use the fake tulip until I do my compare thing with it. But I might make one out of this as well, because I don't suppose she just wants pastels. And this is that Divanti yarn that Gary got me. Do you remember when we did the when Crystal's husband bought yarn and I said, wouldn't that be a great tag? And I did that, and I gave Gary some money and he went off to buy yarn. He bought this, and it is absolutely lovely. I made a scarf with it for me, which I haven't actually used this year yet, which was a bit weird. But this is called Blue Multi Marble Yarn by Divanti, which you get from the range. Well, I don't know if they still sell that, but I love it, so I might make one out of that. But it will be getting quite, well, a little bit warmer there in Canada when Jane does lose her hair. I don't know if it'll be warm, just a bit warmer. So I do have some of the Cotton Smooth, the King Cole Cotton Smooth still, but again they tend to be pastel. So well, once I get to grips with the right sizing, I will have a go at maybe one with the bright colours. It is ever so soft. A few of you asked some questions, like what kind of hat she wants, whether she wants it feminine or whether she wants it sort of lacy or cotton. So I guess all of the above, really. It has to be soft because when she loses the hair with the chemo and the chemo, it irritates. So anything that might be a bit scratchy wouldn't work. So nothing kind of woolly. But I guess really soft cotton. You know, I was thinking of making one with that Savannah, the Stylecraft Savannah yarn. I've never known a cotton yarn feel like that. That's just amazing. But again, it's an Aran, a 4-weight. But it is the softest, most beautiful yarn I've ever squished. Put it that way. So, also, I guess, Boho Spirit might be nice because it's like the Red Heart Unforgettable. So that might be nice. I don't know if there's any wool in that though. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. But speaking of questions, that brings me to something that I touched on in my winners video last night. It was either yesterday day or yesterday evening. But that particular one, I asked this. Now, some people have sort of said, why don't I do one of those question and answer videos? So I said, well, I can do if you guys ask me questions. Now, it depends on the question, really. You know, some of our guests might be something I can't answer, but you know, if you've got any questions and you want me to do one of those question and answer videos, then just pop them in the description box of this video. I'll probably bring it up again in future ones just in case other people might see it. But yeah, if there's any questions that you want to ask, then feel free to do, whether it's, you know, yarn related, crochet related, knitting related, website related, anything you want, whether it's about when I met Gary, as long as it's not, you know, as long as it's clean and not too intrusive, I will include it in said question and answer video. So yeah, this is my beanie, and I can't believe I'm using that, guys. It was a bit tricky because I'm used to fat hooks. But here it is. This is start of beanie. But I just would like to know how big that circumference should be. But yeah, I can do other stitches as well once I know, you know. I can get a little more creative. Yeah. So I've been busy trying to sort rooms out. I bought another light. It was like a little dome and it changed colour. And before I put that one there, I had it there. And the second time I went to use it, it wouldn't turn on. And when I looked, the inside bit where the battery fits had come completely loose. So when I go into town and I go off the island next, I want to take it back, which I really don't like. I probably still do have the receipt somewhere, so I'll have to dig that out. But crazy, it worked once and then it never got dropped. It was just sitting there, nothing ever happened to it, and yet it now refuses to work and the inside bit's loose. Crazy. Batteries were put in carefully, and even so it should stand up to batteries being put in, which is crazy. Anyway, I'll be right back. Believe me, even though I've had a couple of pauses, it's still an improvement because I haven't sneezed my head off. I only did a couple. And I haven't really blown anywhere near as much. Cheers! I will really need to start drinking this. Do love it. Cooked a leg of lamb today. Well, actually, I cooked it yesterday. We were going to eat it yesterday, but Gary messaged me saying, can we not? I feel a bit bloated after my lunch. So I said, okay. I need to cook it though, because it's been out of the freezer for 24 hours. So we've got to cook it. So we cooked it yesterday. So the whole house smelt of lamb, minty lamb yesterday. So that's what we've got today. It's a great big lamb leg. So that should last us a couple of days. But Monday we have to go out for a birthday meal for Charlotte, Gary's daughter. I look a bit red, don't I? I think it's because I've been putting cream on and I just dusted a light powder, so I always get red when I put cream on. Anyway, so yeah, Monday we're going out, and then after that it'll just be crack on with diet. There's no more interruptions. So whether it'll be, we'll finish off that lamb Tuesday and start absolutely in earnest on Wednesday. But the lamb will it's only kind of, the minty lamb isn't strictly speaking keto because of I think they put a bit of sugar in the mint, so most of it drips off. But even so, it's like honey roast ham. You're not meant to have that either. So once that's all done and dusted, that'll be it. Can't wait. Can't wait to start feeling more energetic. When I was I'm not sure if I told you this, but when I was at the doctor's, when I was at the doctor's office in hospital, before they weighed me, I didn't like that. And I sort of just went, oh. And he said, you've lost 6 kilos. Was it 3 kilos? And I said, how? I said, really? But I thought, since I was last weighed there, maybe I have. But, whoa. They don't like you losing weight. It's, that's why they weigh you, just to make sure. And they used to ask me, do you have any unplanned weight loss? And I said, no, if anything, I've had unplanned weight gain. And then he says, I will never tell you off for gaining weight. It's the one doctor that will always say to you, I have no problem with you gaining weight at all, is my surgeon. My little genius surgeon. I wonder if he's found my channel yet. I don't know. He's been for a treat, hasn't he? All this mindless babble that I come out with sometimes. Anyway, it's a giveaway day today. It's Sunday Fun Day. And I've got to go out in the yarn van soon and package up a few orders. And I might do a bit of tidying as well while I'm out there. I filled up, I had an empty box where I shift things around sometimes as I'm running things down. I can combine a box with 2 that I've got a little bit left of. So I freed up a couple of boxes. So that new cotton yarn that I bought from Stylecraft, which is lovely cotton, I might have a go and see if I can make some hats from that. That's beautiful cotton. That's the Naturals, and there's some lovely colours in it. So yeah, that might be a good one for the beanie. The Naturals Organic Cotton by Stylecraft, the new one I got. So I managed to find a box that I could fit all of that in, which was brilliant. Didn't have any left over. It all went in. So if they had sent me the white, It wouldn't have gone in, would it? But, you know, I was a bit sad that I hate that. They're a wholesaler. You know, you should get everything you ask for. Not one colour missing. And that happens quite often when I ordered the Bellissima and the Bambino, which again, you can make really good hats with that. It's so soft. I did the swatches of that recently. Again, they're always out of stock of some colour or other. And you think, you know, you're a wholesaler, for crying out loud. How does this happen? Anyway, on that whinge, I'm going to get off and upload this video. And I started my derma rolling over on Rocksteady yesterday. I thought, should I wait till Monday to pop the video up? But I did it yesterday. So if you haven't found it already, I'll put a link to it at the end when the videos all come in. But yeah, I started day one again because obviously that was a long while ago and I didn't really get to grips with it. So I did it. I actually showed it, me doing it on camera over on Rocksteady day one. It's a blue thumbnail. I'll put a link if I can remember at the end of this video. But yeah, I did do it. Everybody that was asking, I actually found my stuff and got going. I don't know why I shouted then. I give myself a headache. Honestly, why did it get so loud? Anyway, on that note, I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now, everyone.